Welcome back guys to the Minecraft Military Force. Today I'm here with Backoutandjoin, Zytrex, Skittery Fiber, Project Red, and today we're going to be reviewing the server called the Ship Archives. So they basically build 4:1 scale military navy ships, and the server is owned by Backoutandjoin, also known as Tony Daly or Prince Oygun on Discord. And this is also a private server, so we're just having an exclusive look. So first we're going to take a look at the USS Enterprise. This is CVN-65, the first nuclear powered aircraft carrier. And this is Zytrex area. I believe all his ships here are his, so we got some modern ones over there. Iowa class battleship, we'll get to that later. So I got night vision so you guys can see all that whole detailing, very smooth. And here we got the anchors, all sorts of little details, like these holes over here. The ship kneel, and there's barnacle detail or some kind of weathering. On the deck we got the 65, and we got some steam powered catapults to launch aircraft. Here is an FA-18E Super Hornet launching off, and we got the blast deflector raised as well, so that's a pretty nice detail. And I also love the fact that he added all the crew over here because it takes a lot of crew just to manage one aircraft. And look at all the detail in the deck as well. You can see the weathering detail and all the eyelets to tie down the aircraft. Here's an elevator. Apparently there's two of them here. And here's a look at the side detailing. And yeah, there's actually lots of details in this, like, you know, crane stuff. And I honestly don't know what it is. But it's actually impressive how he managed to add in this much detail for all the interior, and it looks, you know, fairly complete. These are probably like service badges, and here's like, do they count as blast doors? And here's a look at the back part, and let's go down this hallway. This one actually goes all the way to the back part. So here's what that looks like, and this is where you can jump off to take a swim. There's also a sea whiz right there, propeller detail, fins, all that cool stuff. And here's where the aircraft comes in for a landing, and those are the wires, the arrestor cables to hook up to the aircraft to slow them down. We also got tire detail there for the residue. And here is the Island 65, some writing here. Doors, I like how he added all door detail to the side of it. An E, USS Enterprise, some radars, and there's a bridge. Yeah, overall very nicely detailed. And he also has this crane over here, forklift, and a couple tractors. Alright, next we're going to take a look at USS America. This is CVN-99. It's a Kitty Hawk class super carrier. I don't know why, but this one has only one prong here, while the Enterprise has two. Let me know down in the comments. But they both have two steam catapults. I don't know. Apparently it was moved over here for some reason. I don't know why. Really like that bridge detail, and the US flag. It looks nice and pretty. By the way, I am using their warship pack texture pack, so obviously this is not the default Minecraft look. And here's a look at all their detail all around. Very cool stuff. So next we're going to take a look at the USS New Jersey. This is an Iowa class battleship, and it's actually located in between the border between Pennsylvania and New Jersey. And actually been to it. It's actually a museum ship, so pretty nice. You know, Iowa class battleship is one of the most iconic battleships in World War II, and you know, US Navy history, very nicely detailed. And we also got some Seahawks here in the back, so you know, it is the modernized version of it. So there should be like the Tomahawk missiles right over here. Alright, next we have the Arleigh Burke class destroyers used by the US Navy. So this is the USS Halsey, DDG-97. Take a look at the anchor detail. Very nice. These are painted in gold. The other ones are gray. I wonder if they still do that. Anchor chain, the naval gun, the VLS vertical launching system or something like that, launches missiles. Here's the bridge and the superstructure, nicely detailed. There's even this door open, and if you go through the hatch, you can go to the other side. And then the back, we got the two engine stacks, and this one is a Flight 2A, and you can tell because the old one, they have those chimney stacks that are black on top. All these ones are flat and they look a lot more modern. Radars here in the back, a Sea Whiz. On this side we have two boats over here. I wonder if they're used for life rafts or they use it for specialized tasks. I don't know. I think these are like harpoon missiles. VLS here. And in the back there's actually these two helicopter hangar bays. And here is the control. I guess, can you call it a tower? Just observation for the helicopters to land, which is right here on the helipad. Got those things on the sides. Take a look at their propellers, the fin detail, all the stuff underneath, the stabilizers. Overall, pretty nice. And then next up we have the USS Barry, and this is a Flight 1. So it is decorated a little bit differently. So again, like I said, the chimney stacks are different. Maybe it also has some rust detailing. That's specific, some barnacles growing on the underside. And in the back, there is no helicopter bay. It's just a landing pad right there. So take a look at this giant gun on the side. Alright, so after that, we have a Ticonderoga class cruiser. This is the USS Bunker Hill. This is used during the Gulf War. CG-52. Since it's a cruiser, it has a lot more missiles in it than the destroyer. But yeah, these two ships are pretty much the backbone of the US Navy. There's even a Seahawk helicopter down here. Looks pretty accurate. Some more VLS and some harpoon launchers right here. Alright, next up we have the 637. This is the USS Sturgeon submarine. And yeah, it's a nuclear powered submarine. Pretty nice. I don't know much about submarines though. And then back over here we have a dry dock with the R. Lake Burke. I think this one is a floating dry dock, so it goes in the water, lifts the ship up. There's a really tall staircase here on the side. And yeah, this thing is pretty massive. And then down here where the palm trees are, we've got some missiles, bombs, and other munitions. And on this side, we got the M1 Abrams tank. It's painted in green, and why is the front section, it's opened up. So I guess this is where the driver sits. And back over here, I guess this is where the crew sits, like the loader and everyone. And I think this one is the commander's cupola, so you can see the slots on the sides. So that's the good thing about building in this larger scale. You can add in a lot more interior detail. Got the M2 Browning and the M240. Take a look at the tread detail. And then he has another tank over here and another one. So this one has extra camo like the NATO camouflage. But I notice a lot of these tanks, why does he open the driver's hatch? Not sure why he does that. Then over here we have an LAV-25 amphibious assault vehicle. And yeah, sometimes I get confused, like what if it's a striker? This one actually might be a striker. These two vehicles, they look very similar, but you can see in the front, the striker's a bit more angular. I think the striker's also a lot bigger, so look at all that detail. Then here we have the Humvee. So this must be the M1151 because this one's is up armored windows. So we got these bulges on the side, so yeah. Looks pretty nice in this texture pack. Alright, so next up we have, I guess this is the AH-1Z. That's what I'm guessing. If I'm wrong, oh well. Here's another one of the aircraft. And I guess this is like Zytrex aircraft section. So we got, you know, Seahawk, a bunch of variations. I think this one's like the Venom. Looks a lot like the Huey. And I think this one must be the CH-53 Super Stallion. Although there is a couple of different helicopters. This one says Marines. And then here is, I guess, the Huey. You can use this in Vietnam. And yeah, they have interior detail as well. Back over here, another US Navy helicopter. Looks like he's starting on a B-52. The F-14 Tomcat in the Sundowners livery. Some F-4 Phantom, F-16s here. I think he just posted us on Planet Minecraft as well. The F-4 Phantom again. I think this one's the Harrier, very cool. Stovall, F-14 Tomcats, a bunch of variations, and the Super Hornet, World War II era. Also back there is a Sukhoi. I don't know which one it is. Could be the Su-27 flanker. It's Russian. And I think this is like a Leopard 2A4, and this must be a Leopard 2A6 or something. Alright, so down over here we got some soldiers, and he has guns like the MP5, M4A1, I don't know, in this scale. Somewhat possible, and here are a bunch of Marines, and probably that guy's a Navy SEAL, some crew over here, and some, oh my god, this is some gruesome stuff, Zytrex. I don't know why you added that. Then we have the M4 Sherman tank from World War II, very nice. Definitely does look like a Sherman tank, all the detail. And this one, it might be the larger Sherman Firefly, because that's a long gun. We got this massive submarine here. I don't know what this could be, but damn, this is massive. It has a humpback in the back. I've not seen any submarine like that before. And we got these, I don't know what these are, maybe T-72 tanks. Pretty cool. And over here, this is the Russian frigate Ladny. It's a Kriva class frigate, and it has these big ass missiles here in the front. It was originally built in the Soviet Union, so it has this red deck on top. They just like to do that. And then here we have back out and join. So we have quadrants for all the powers, like the US Navy here, Royal Navy, Nazi Germany, Imperial Japan. So yeah, let's go check out the American section. So there is actually a ton of furniture here that you can add to your US Navy ship. So look at all these contraptions, all these guns, anti-aircraft guns, batteries, turrets, pretty much everything, and even a modern day crane and, you know, little missile things there, I think, radars, a blast shield, etc. All right, so let's go check out these ships. So first off, we have the aircraft carrier, the USS Lexington. This is in the Measure 21 camouflage. So they painted the deck all blue, and I guess these are like the arrestor wires. I don't know how World War II ships work. Cannons here on the side, a ship crane, and here is the island superstructure, the anti-aircraft guns. I must say the magazines look pretty nice in this texture pack. And then this gigantic funnel here in the middle, I feel like that is iconic. The US flag, it looks very nice. In the back, some more anti-aircraft guns, and the back ends in a tip. So next we have the USS Yorktown. This is June 1942. Here's the machine guns in the front. So yet another World War II era aircraft carrier, again with the American flag, but you can see it has a shorter funnel than the Lexington. There's also some tire residue here in the back section, lots of machine gun mounts, and there also are some side details, so you can see a stairwell leading up to like hatches all around the ship, and we also have some boats here with a crane. So yeah, pretty nice build. And then next up we have the USS Enterprise 1942. So yes, another aircraft carrier. We've seen the other Enterprise, but this one is the World War II version of it. And here's the back. And then here is the USS Hornet, October 1942. And all three ships are actually all the Yorktown class. Alright, so next up we have the USS Intrepid 1945. And this is special to me because that is the museum ship in New York City. So in the bottom, he actually added all the weathering detail, all the barnacles and rust coming off the anchors, and the anchor chains are actually have holes in it. So in this scale, you can add in a ton of detail. And then here is the deck. The elevator is here in the middle, more lines across, and we have two gun turrets right there. Some Bofor guns on the sides, more turrets in the back, elevator again, and here's what it looks like in the rear. And then I think this ship is with camouflage, so you can see that nice design right there. So next up we have the USS Midway. So it's currently a museum ship in San Diego, California. Here's a look at the superstructure, black in the front of it. Got the E, some electronic warfare, aircraft, helicopter, and some maintenance. Take a look at the superstructure as well, tire detail, and the rest of the deck. Alright, so now we're going to take a look at the Iowa class battleships. A break from the aircraft carriers. So here we have the USS Wisconsin, 1945. Look at all of that detail. And in the back we have some aircraft catapults here. Some kind of a seaplane because it has those floats on the wings. Then here we have the USS Missouri with that nice camouflage, followed by USS New Jersey in all blue, and then the USS Iowa, the lead ship in her class with the traditional wooden deck, which I think looks the best. Alright, next we have the USS Alaska. This one is a cruiser. Got the 3 guns. This middle section is a bit different from the Iowa class. And then here is what it looks like in the back. Alright, then we got a couple more ships. Now, I am not a ship nerd or ship expert, so I don't know what these are exactly. Yeah, I'm not even sure what these are. I mean, I don't think this one is a Fletcher class for sure, because the guns are in a bit different place. And apparently they're working on USS Arizona. One of the ships sunk in Pearl Harbor. And then we have the USS West Virginia, December 1941. So another one in Pearl Harbor. This one's a dreadnought. So they got these weird towers back in the day. Also got planes and a crane here in the back. And apparently this is the USS Texas in the works as well. And then we have these 2 ships. This, I believe he says like the USS Washington, which was a North Carolina class fast battleship. You know, for me, I would just say it's an Iowa class. Because I can't tell. It has 3 guns in the turret. But there's like this tent here in the back. Alright, so now we're moving into the destroyer category. So, you know, US Navy destroyers. So this time they have names. So this one's the Hughes. We got the Anderson 411, and we got Russell. Next is Morris, and you guys probably play World of Warships. You would know what these are. All in blue. Another one here. In the middle of these, they have those torpedo launch tubes. And I think this one actually might be a Fletcher class. And we have a couple more ships, like the Oliver Hazard Perry ship. Now, I don't even know if this is actually complete or not. But yeah, that's what it looks like. And next to that, I think this might be a Liberty ship. But I could be wrong. Who the heck knows? But look at all of that detail on top. You can transport cargo and all the stuff. And then over here, we have this massive dry dock. Look at all those building materials right on the sides. There's also a shipyard crane. Another crane here, and here's the front of it. And here is a fleet of, I guess, maintenance barges. They're just like individual buildings with supplies just floating around. And here's a tugboat, some kind of ship here. And here is a bit of behind the scenes look of how he actually builds the ship. He makes some kind of like a grid here with numbers. And here he does the same method with the aircraft carrier. So you can see there's a bunch of numbers here and they line up, goes through the entire deck like that. And I think he said these figures are actually made by Ender, all these. True, there's quite a lot of them. And then we have Ender here, also known as Project Red, and he made this. This is the Imperial Japanese Navy battleship Kongo. It's Kongo class battleship. It has a very iconic look to it. 2 barrel turrets, the anchors, and a lot of these Japanese ships, they have this cool pagoda mast that looks like this. And guns sticking out here on the sides, the anti-aircraft guns right there to try to shoot down aircraft. Got a little boat inside here. The funnels, Japanese flag, and the Imperial Navy flag. And I feel like a lot of these Japanese ships are actually like battle cruisers or something. The interwar period, so they have like this really bulging out hull at the bottom and they converted it. But overall, pretty cool. And he also built the Mikasa. So this is a battleship that's seen action in the Russo-Japanese War. The striped funnels sort of give it away. And right now it's actually a museum ship inland, so you can't put it in the water anymore. And then next up we have the Aoba Japanese cruiser. So it definitely looks a lot different. Got a curved funnel here, and there's a crane in the back and another turret, and they also have like a red top on it. And apparently that was a thing that they did. And he says it's a linoleum deck. It's like tiles in public buildings. All right, next up we have the Mutsuki destroyer as well as the Amagiri destroyer, and I don't know what this one is. Alright, so now we're going to check out the Royal Navy. Alright, so first off we have the iconic ship, the HMS Hood. This was 1941. I think it used to be the flagship of the Royal Navy until it was sunk by the Bismarck or something like that. Here's a look at it from the side. Apparently they made the hull gray, and here's what it looks like in the back. Alright, next up we have the HMS Prince of Wales, 1941. So, you know, another ship from the same battle of the Denmark Strait. So look at all this guns. 4 guns over here. 2 gun turret up here. The anchor detail, superstructure, all of that stuff is in this build. And here's what it looks like in the back. Alright, so the last ship is the King George V battle cruiser, battleship. I don't know, but yeah, it's a battleship, and apparently the Prince of Wales is also the same class, so these two are pretty much the same thing, but I guess on this one, the bottom is painted red. Alright, next up we're to check out the German section, the Kriegsmarine. So first off, it's the KM Bismarck 1941. Excuse the swastika, but you know, it's just historically accurate, I guess. But all these ships were in the same battle. I feel like the Bismarck is iconic because it has like these 2 barrels per gun turret. And also the stripes to the black and white diagonal lines. Here's a look at their superstructure, very well detailed as always. They even have these floodlights right there. Maybe it's used for like signaling. Man, I don't know. Then we have the Scharnhorst battleship. This is another capital ship of the Kriegsmarine. This one has a camouflage wavy pattern on the side. Even got an aircraft right there. So that's a bit interesting. Alright, then we have the Gneisenau. Apparently this is like a sister ship to the Scharnhorst. So I guess same ship as that, just different color scheme. And apparently here's another look at the behind the scenes of how he designs these builds. I think they use like a ship hull diagram. They kind of get the shape from these ribs. All right, next up we have the Admiral Hipper class heavy cruiser, like the Prince Eugen from 1941, used in the Battle of the Denmark Strait. Apparently, maybe this is interior detail, I don't know. At least shows you where the turrets are. Here's what it looks like. And then we have more of the Admiral Hipper class, like the blue here and the Admiral Hipper. And apparently we have the Tirpitz. This is the sister to the Bismarck. So apparently he said he made this 5 years ago. Is the KM Friedrich the Grosse, or Frederick the Great, the H-39. This is the H-39. I was wondering if they had a U-boat, so here is the U-boat. And of course you can't have the Kriegsmarine without a U-boat, so here is a U-boat. Got a machine gun on top, and yeah, that's about it. And apparently Skittery Fiber, he has made the Titanic. Yes, pretty much every single Minecraft server has at least one Titanic ship. It's actually a requirement. On any realistic creative server that makes ships, you have to make a Titanic. It does look pretty nice. And apparently this is the RMS Lusitania. This is an ocean liner that was sunk during World War I, and it's what led the US to join the war. It had 1,000 civilians on it, and also was carrying war supplies, so that's kind of why it also exploded. But yeah, everyone got mad at the Germans. And apparently Ender, Zytrex, and Leaf has also been building in warp aircraft. So let's go check out the builds. Helicopters here, Skorskis, maybe we've seen them before. This one is a larger, maybe it's a F4U Corsair, US Navy during World War II, and it even has a machine gun in the cockpit area. Wow, there's a lot of detail in this for sure. We got the space shuttle with a rocket launch right there. Some builds under construction. And here we have a medical Huey Vietnam War. And apparently Zytrex made the International Space Station. So yeah, this is a really huge build. I never knew this, but apparently there's like a squiggly line in the middle of this. Solar panels and all of that. And then here we have a KC-10 extender, US Air Force refueling aircraft. I didn't know this, but apparently their old livery looked a lot like Air Force One. If you go inside, there's a bit of an interior detailing. Here we got a TB-2 Bayraktar, Ukrainian Air Force or Navy. A Kamov-Ka aircraft, maybe the Ka-27. Got some Sea Whiz over here, some FA-18 Hornets, and the F-14 Tomcats. The B-29 Super Fortress, and lots of other World War II aircraft, including the Zero, the Kate, and some more preliminary designs. Apparently if you use a spyglass, it does this. Oh, it can do a lot of it. Alright, so right now we're in the USS New Jersey. Apparently they also have a bathroom, so I don't know what we're doing here, but yeah, that's pretty much it for my review of the Ship Archive server. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Leave a comment down below what you guys think, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.